If you've seen the rising prices in the English Pokemon cards and you want to get similar cards at a cheaper price, then this video is for you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's Ken here with Cantstaymoored Collecting. I'm a four-figure eBay seller. I sell low-end sports cards, Pokemon cards, both Japanese and English products. And my goal is to sell enough of my current inventory and my current collection to fund and be able to start selling sealed product as well as graded singles in the future. If you're interested in content like that or anything that is going to be equivalent to learning about the eBay selling side of sports cards, Pokemon cards, and then getting into the sealed product, then please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button for future videos. But in today's video, we're going to be going over some of the Japanese cards that I've noticed are at a significantly cheaper value than some of the English cards that are going up in price. For those that don't watch PokeBeard, I highly recommend you go watch his channel. Just Google or YouTube PokeBeard, and he puts out a really good series every week, and then every month about cards that he's investing in and prices of certain English cards that keep going up and up. And I don't have the money and the funding to be going after some of these cards all the time. So what I do is I go after the Japanese equivalents because, one, I think the Japanese do put out a little bit better product. Yes, I can't read it, but I'm not necessarily buying the card to play with. I'm buying the card for the artwork, and that is why I would do it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first card I'm going to kind of talk about is going to be Ghastly. I already have the English version up, but for Ghastly. So I recently had both Japanese Ghastly and English Ghastly for my own PC, and then I realized, why am I going to hold on to the English one if I have a Japanese one that I can buy more of for roughly $12 on TCG Player? Well, if you look at the price of a English one, it's selling for $50 on TCG, and then if you go to what more frequently, you're looking at $48, $37, $48, $42 of a card that on the Japanese version you can get for $12. Last sold $12. So I think the Japanese Pokemon card industry tries to match the prices when it comes to what you see and what they sell for sealed product, right? Use Battle Partners right now. So Battle Partners booster boxes are running about $100 over selling online, at least on eBay is where I sell, for about $100. But buy it in Japan for about 70. But Journey Together booster box is gonna be about 130 to 160 MSRP. For very similar cards, the biggest difference is going to be that one's in English and one's in Japanese. So if you're a collector and you're just looking for a cheaper alternative, I highly recommend a Japanese product. And then, we'll keep going over and I'll show you why. So the next one is going to be Raging Bolt. You get it out of the Wild Force set in Japan. Last sold for 46, 45, 56, 60s, but it's at a decent price. And it's a beautiful card. While if you go look at the English version, it's selling for over 100. Again, similar card. You can kind of see a little bit of differences in the colors. I can't tell if that's just by the way they are scanned in on TCG Player, if that's an actual thing. I have to get my hands on both these cards to really have that idea. But you can already see that's a half a difference for a card if you are just trying to get the good collection, the good version of the card, maybe grade it, and then keep it for your own PC or sell it however you want to. The next big one is going to be Greninja, right? This Greninja card I've heard lots about. My kids want it. I think it's a cool looking card. It's not one that I personally am going to go after, but it is a beautiful card in itself. Selling for Japanese at $151 with no current listings, but over in the English version, it's selling for over 300. So again, very similar card. Little differences with some color schemes, maybe. Again, I would need to see the cards next to each other, but you're looking at half the price based off a Japanese card than an English card. Um, Coolidge is the next one I'm going to talk about. So I again have this card. I think it's a beautiful card. I love the way it looks. I also play Pokemon Go, and this is my current buddy. So you can kind of see that he started. This card started about $6 when it first came out, and it's slowly creeping up. It's about 9%. But if you go to the English version, so again, started at $17 and is now up to $32. So again, kind of theme of the whole thing is English version. You can get it for double the price to be in English, but at the same time, the Japanese product, in my opinion, just I enjoy it a little bit more than the English. The next one I'm going to talk about is Militalk EX. This is one of the ones that kind of like got me thinking about it because I pulled this out of the Super Electric Breaker box that I got, or a lot that I ended up getting. But when I got it, it was for a significant cheaper price. I think I got it down more in that $50 range, part of the lot. Now it's up to $62 on TCG Player, while the English version is selling for $161. That's $100 difference on a card that you can go out and get and grade and keep for your PC or turn around and sell, even though it's an English version that's going to sell a little bit more. If you're not trying to make the full market of it, having that Japanese version for your PC again or to sell isn't a terrible idea. I do think that this is going to be a way forward for me personally as I move with my business of to keep these Japanese cards, not necessarily go after the American set as much right now. Buy products when I can, but keep these Japanese cards, grade them, and then keep them for my PC or sell them as I need. The next big one we're going to talk about the Persian. Persian, I've seen and know that it's getting a lot of traffic just based off of the Team Rocket set that's coming out. Like I know it's coming. Everybody's stoked about it. Everybody's talking about it. And you can kind of see a jump in prices with this Persian card. So beginning of the year, all right, sorry. Beginning of the month, end of last month, it went from $5 on 19 January up to $11, almost $12 in 2 weeks. So you can see this card jumping in price. And the reason you see the Japanese card jumping in price so much is because Persian and English did the same thing. It went from about a $20 card back in November, now selling for about $70. So it's seen a huge increase at 200% on the Japanese or in the English version. On the Japanese, again, similar card, only for 125% increase. So this is definitely going to be one of the cards that I will be going after, mainly for the Glory of Team Rocket set that's coming out this year that I am super, super excited about. The other big one is Houndoom. Shrouded Fable's getting a lot of love in the U.S. right now, and I can understand why. It's a beautiful set, relatively cheap to get, and there are amazing cards in there. One of the ones is Houndoom. Japanese version, $14.50. American version or English version, $48. That's again, if you are on a lower end budget like myself, you don't have all that money to go out and spend. I can go get a Japanese Houndoom for $14, spend $15 to grade it because I'm going to be grading through tag, so I'm $30 into the card. Vice if I went and get an English version of the Houndoom for we'll just round it up to $50, $15 to grade. I'm in the card for $65. Vice 30. Huge difference in my opinion. Duskull is another one of those. I just sold a English version of this for about that $48 mark, while the Japanese version is $27. So again, it makes a lot of sense if you are trying to get good quality for your collection. Japanese is going to be the way I go moving forward for sure. And if you see me with American cards, it is because I got them in a good deal, or like I have a couple cards from my wife, but majority of my cards are going to be Japanese. I can tell you that. I got two more I kind of want to talk about. Zapdos EX out of the 151 set. This is a beautiful card. I don't care if it's in English or Japanese. This is just a beautiful card. All three legendary birds on the card. It's just going. It's just beautiful. And then, as you can kind of see here again, the price is going up. Mid December, $35. January, we're at $55. If you go over to the English version, $79. It started around the $50 mark and is now up to $66. And I see this card continuing to rise. And then you can definitely see it on the Japanese side. So it's definitely one of those good card to get into if you want it for the art, like myself. That's gonna be the way to go. And the last big one I'm going to talk about is that Umbreon. Everybody wants this card. Trustful Festival. It's a great looking card. Trustful Festival boxes. I've hit a SIR out of every box that I've opened. I haven't hit Umbreon yet, but that day is coming for me. I hope. It sells for $340. Amazing. If you want an Umbreon, this is a beautiful card for your PC. You can get it Japanese for $340, or you can go for the English version and spend almost $1,700 raw. So if you are on the same mindset that I am, that the Japanese versions are just as beautiful as the English versions, the only difference, in my opinion, is going to be the English on the cards or the language on the cards, then I would absolutely go with the Japanese version, like I said, and then move over into the Japanese for PC, and then maybe English for if you're trying to make that quick buck and flip it. That might be the way to go if that is what you're into. But that is what I'm going to be doing. If you are interested in getting Japanese cards, I use Pokémon. Their link is going to be in the description below. Please make sure if you want to get some cards, you use that link below. It helps me, helps them, and you get some Japanese products at a really good price. They're among the cheaper ones that I see, but with everybody getting into Japanese cards right now because they are the cheaper version and you get these amazing quality cards, they are a little out of stock every once in a while, so just make sure you're patient and get on their subscribe list. For all my future cards that I'm going to be grading, so I talked about a $15 grading fee. If you know PSA grading, they don't charge $15 for grids anymore. I'm going to be grading all my Pokemon cards are going to be through Tag now. I will be using them exclusively for a couple different reasons. One, I've heard good things. I think their slabs look amazing. They may not have the best resale rate right now, but I think that's going to change in time, especially with PSA having all the issues they're having right now. Grading fake cards just like CGS is. Uh, the fact of the turnaround time is insane. I do have an order out with PSA right now. It's been there since December. It is currently going through assembly, and I'm not anticipated to have those back until the end of March, based off their current timeline. So I don't want to be waiting around for cards like that. Tag has a 20-day turnaround on cards. I'd much rather take 20 days than the 50 days that PSA is offering. I'm going to take the hit on trying to resell and taking that hit because nobody wants to buy a non-PSA card, but I think that is going to change over time, and I'd much rather get my cards, especially my Pokemon cards, in that tag slab moving forward. Again, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Until next time, have a good one.